Sister Fowl by Judnick. The only color I could clearly see in this world was red. The color of blood is the color of purity. It is the phrase we repeat as we bite, peck, and scratch our weaker members to the death. It is a scene I have shared in countless times before. I asked before to be the first to strike, my position as the strong, youngest, unquestioned by our flock. Blood draws more blood. The brood swarms, drawn to the color and the taste of the task at hand. We cleanse our brood, we cleanse ourselves, we repeat. It is not personal, for my sisters would do the same to me should I be so injured. Here we must fight, for survival is harsh in the grasp of the masters, those taller, two-legged, the hairy beasts with no warming feathers, those who do not understand our ways. They steal our young to eat, they kill our elders once we are no longer useful, and yet they decry our ways, mending and healing our sick, but admonishing our strong sisters for doing what we have always known is necessary. As Sister Shelley says, it is they who kill for sport, it is they who are unclean. For as Sister Shelley and all the other elder sisters taught each of us when we first emerged from our shells, we are doing a community a favor, putting her out of her misery before suffering a long, painful life in this world full of danger. Nature commands we must clean the community of the weak, so tougher we will prosper. And we are not without sympathy. Sometimes the sick can even prepare. A thin scratch might not draw our attention immediately, so an unwilling sister can wander back into our home, burrowing deep in her nest, calming herself before spilling too much of her life essence. We are cautioned by memories of those who have been more reluctant. Few of our brethren can forget the cleansing of Sister Rose, who called out mournful goodbyes once the pecking began in earnest. This is what I believed in. This was Mother Nature's way. But now, it is my mother's turn. The smallest two-legged snuck in early today for his morning torment. He yanked my mother by her thin neck, lifting her off her warm nest, his movements rapid and clumsy as he seized her fresh eggs. She managed to squawk, sounding the alarm. We flocked to her side, clucking and pecking and scratching his rounded, covered claws, determined to save our sister. Victory seemed imminent. My brave mother bit him hard in his upper claws, frightening him. He dropped her quickly, but not before his ticking tag nicked her flapping left wing. How quickly our brood turned once we saw the drops of red fall. And as my mother cried out for me, her youngest full grown, the one she had brooded on for so much longer than the rest, her dark, kind eyes, wide with a mix of horror and honor and sorrow, for the first time, I could not match Sister Shelley's fervor with the ritual cry, "We die for the brood to give us life." My throat was caught. No peep came from me as her cries grew dim in the roar of the brood. For the first time, I turned away, pecking at the ground, then pecking harder and harder at my own feet until the only sound I could hear was my beak puncturing the earth below me.